Good morning and welcome back to Questioning Sense with me, Matt. Okay, so like many reviews I've done, I've just finished the school run and the house is mine. And just to say that this morning was an absolute delight. We're sort of in autumn, but we're on that cusp of winter coming in, and these are the days that I love. I walked out the house this morning and there was a frost on the ground. It crunched underfoot as we walked to the school. And it's just, I don't know, it's cold, it's wonderful. And, you know, weather like this, if you're wearing the right perfume, they just come alive. And that's what happened to me this morning. The perfume I've picked for today, which is also going to be the subject of the review, was absolutely shining. It was just a perfect choice for a perfect day. The only slightly thing that's marring it is I've got to go to work this afternoon, so I'm going to enjoy my morning, and I can't think of a better way than spending it doing a review for you guys. Today we're going to look at a Cheapie, and it's an absolutely stellar Cheapie, one I adore, and here it is. And this is by Swiss Arabian, and this is called Shaghaf Oud. This is quite a gaudy bottle. I think this is a 75ml EDP, but the bottle's solid. You know, it's not to everyone's taste, I get that. It is quite a gaudy affair. It's got quite a nice cap on it, which I'm not sure what the material is. It's quite solid, it's quite light. Way! And it flies across rooms. Bear with me. And I'm back. So there you go, flying cap. Right, I am wearing it, but what I'll do is I'll have a little spray now. Before I go too far into this Shaghaf Oud is compared to a couple of other fragrances. Certainly, I've noticed a similarity with it, with this one, which is Oud Mood, which I've done a review on. This is a really, really good fragrance, by the way. Don't let you know, I love them both, and don't let my love for this detract from this at all, because this is still a really, really good fragrance. And who can forget the packaging that this comes in? It's a monster. But anyway, this gets compared a little to that, and it also gets compared to Lancome's Oud Bouquet in lots and lots of reviews. Now, I haven't smelled Lancome's Oud Bouquet for a very long time, so I'm going to go and have a sniff of it probably this week, so I can actually get a real comparison. But just to give you an idea, 75 mils of this cost me £20, I think, and I think I managed to get a discount on that because Notino were doing like a 15% sale. So I'm pretty sure I got this for really, really less than 20 quid, which is great. Lancome's Oud Bouquet costs at the moment in Selfridges, in House of Fraser, and a couple of the other leading department stores for 100 mils, costs £175. So that's quite a big difference. So anyway, enough about its expensive comparison. Let's talk about this one. So you've got there's not a lot of information about this online apart from reviews. So I don't know when it came out or who the nose is or anything like that, but I don't think it really matters so much with this one. So if you look at the notes, at the top you have saffron, and then beneath that you have rose and you have oud, and then at the base you have praline, vanilla and oud. Now, that's a lot of, you know, that's oud's referenced twice now. If you've been watching my videos, you'll notice that I've started this sort of odyssey and voyage and journey into the world of oud. And that has given me a completely wider understanding of what oud smells like. So what we'll take it as this has an oud-like nuance. It does not smell of oud. And I'm discovering as time goes by, very little in the world of perfumery actually does smell like oud. When you start smelling, you know, sort of more sort of higher end oud oils and stuff like that, they are a complete world apart from the ouds that we, you know, from the oud that we smell in a lot of designer perfumes and a lot of sort of Middle Eastern perfumery. They use the they use the word oud a lot, but I don't think they actually convey what oud smells like. So always take it, and certainly I am now taking a lot of that with a pinch of salt. It does have a oud-like note in places, but it's not particularly oudy. The saffron makes this quite sweet. The base notes of praline, vanilla make it quite sweet as well. And there is rose in this. But now what the rose does is it just gives a slightly, almost like a little floral note in there to break up the sweetness. It's not an oud rose combo. It's not one that you would associate with, you wouldn't put it in your list of oud rose combos, because the rose is quite fleeting, and it's just there, I think, to add something. It's not a rose fragrance. So if you're not keen on rose, this is a good Middle Eastern perfume to have a look at. Rose and oud seem to dominate Middle Eastern perfumery for obvious reasons. It's a classic match-up. They work incredibly well together, and you find it very, very common in not only Middle Eastern perfumery, but in a lot of Western perfumery as well. Rose and oud goes together. This is one, if you're not a massive lover of big rose, this would be a good one for you. So when you spray it, you get, in the beginning, because this is quite a cheap fragrance, don't forget, you do get a little bit of alcohol, and that does dissipate quite quickly. So it's not like, it's not screechy, it doesn't stink of cheapness or anything like that. There is a slight hint of alcohol when it opens, but that is gone within seconds. And then you get the saffron, and the sweetness comes in with that synthetic oud, which just, what it does is if you were to take the sweetness as a sharp edge, this sort of oud just dulls it. And it's there to keep it, it happens quite often, I think, with a lot of these sweeter Middle Eastern perfumes. They use oud and rose to dull it down, because you've got praline, you've got vanilla, you have saffron. These are all quite sweet notes, and these are sweet materials that they've used in the perfume. And if the perfume just sang of those sort of three notes, it would be very, very cloying. And this isn't. There is almost like there's no woods mentioned in this, but there's like a woodsy note to it, which gives it balance. And this is, considering how sweet all the notes are within this is incredibly well balanced. And as I say, I'm wearing this on a cold morning. And when I was walking, it's about a 10-minute walk each way, it absolutely shone. It was sort of, you're in this wonderful bubble. This gets accused of being a beast mode fragrance. It's not. It's a long-lasting fragrance with decent projection and pretty good sillage, but it's not a beast mode fragrance. So please, if you are looking to buy it, and I recommend that you do, don't think of it as a beast. It's not a room filler. It's not, it's not one with huge projection and massive sillage. It has good projection and a fairly decent sillage from what I can gather. It's kind of quite difficult to check the sillage of something you're wearing. You normally would need somebody else to sort of, let you know where your scent trail is going. If someone says, "Oh, I can smell it from over there," it's pretty good. But when you're trying to gauge it yourself, it's quite difficult. So I don't really want to say this has got huge sillage, because I don't know for sure. I'm assuming it has got pretty good sillage. But as I say, I'm not going to mislead you. I can't tell you for sure either way. But my impression or my guess would be that the sillage is pretty good. Projection, as I say, is okay. It's not a beast. It does sit out about so far. Wonderful smell. Has that almost Mancera-like feel to it. So if you're familiar with any of the Manceras, you'll understand what I mean. That kind of synthetic oud, normally with quite rich flavourings and a lot of depth. Big fan of Mancera, by the way. It does smell like it could easily be one of the Manceras. Cleverly done, not cloying, excellent value, decent performance, interesting bottle, not blown away by it. This sort of checker business on the back is quite interesting. It's a good frag. I'm more than happy to have this in my collection. I'm going to choose this as my scent of the day. I'm already wearing it, but I will obviously be having a bath or a shower before I go to work, and then I'm going to reapply it, because I'm pretty damn sure this will get me through a day's work, and probably with some time to spare, because the longevity on this is quite outstanding. It has quite a loud moment when it starts off, as I've said, but then it just stays with you forever. It's one you can wash off. I would imagine that, and I've been quite careful not to so far, that if you get this on clothes, your clothes will reek of this for days. It's got that heavy viscosity in the liquid. You know, spray it again, you can maybe see it on the skin there. So it's quite a thick liquid, and it, yeah, that actually saying that sort of smell of alcohol is quite strong then. And it's pretty much gone already. So yeah, don't worry about that. It will be there, and it dissipates quite quickly. The spray is pretty good. It's another one that, let's see if I can. It like, spits it out rather than a nice stream, which I actually prefer the nice stream kind of thing. But it's functional. It works. The bottle's nice and solid. You could do a lot worse than this, and if you can get this for around the £20, sort of $25 mark, just get it. If you like Middle Eastern perfumery, you will love this. Anyway, listen guys, thank you very much for your time. I've got to go and have my bath and get ready for work. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye!